Riveting content. Empowering your life. Welcome to the Sphere. This episode is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. At Elite Dental Wellness, Dr. Ashandra Batiste understands that one of the biggest obstacles is dental fear. The vision at Elite Dental Wellness is to ensure every patient is treated with respect, ultimate care, patience, and love. Call us today to make an appointment at area code 713-789-8680. Looking to advertise? Join the Sphere's vast demographic reach of thousands of people all over the world. Send an email today to advertise@thesphere.tv or call us at area code 832-772-7789. KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and talents changing the world? Do you desire to belong to a community of unity? Visit KOGpassion.com to learn more about the Unleash Your Dopeness movement.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Money Factor here on the Sphere. This is LaShonda Johnson, certified financial educator, and also the co-founder of the Houston Housewives of Finance. And
I'm Tony Sanders, also the co-founder of the Houston Housewives of Finance and your licensed financial professional. Welcome back to the Money Factor here on the Sphere. I'm so excited to be here on Monday.
Yes.
Super excited.
Money Mondays.
Money Mondays. Absolutely. LaShonda, what is going on, girl?
Okay, you guys. So we have a great show lined up for you today. As always, we're trying to bring you the latest and greatest right here on the Money Factor. If you did not know, now you know. This is healthcare season.
Absolutely.
So today is going to be all about healthcare questions, options, not so great options, changes. Right. And so we want to be a resource for you here on the Money Factor to help you to get your whole financial picture lined up well. And of course, we know that healthcare is a very major part of that.
Absolutely.
As we just learned last week that, I don't know that we learned it last week, but medical bills is one of the number one reasons for bankruptcy.
Yeah, well, actually, we were talking about it a little bit. That's one of the number one causes of bankruptcy is because we can't afford the medical care.
Yes.
And the cost of it when you have to go into your own pocket to pay for it. And
it's just an overwhelming expense. Nobody wants to pay.
Nobody wants to pay, but
it can swallow up any kind of wealth,
absolutely.
Accumulated wealth.
I've seen it so many times happen over and over again. So it's like, okay, we've got to have a plan. There's options out there available for you, but you've got to take advantage of those options.
Absolutely.
So what's in the news about it today?
So we're going to go, we're going to start off with CNN. We're going to venture into
Have
some other places.
CNN?
You know, I'm going to start tagging them on everything we do that has their posts.
Yes.
And so they'll see that, you never know what happens. You never know what will happen. But you guys need to know what will happen if you don't get your health care in order.
Ooh.
So let's start first with, first of all, we know that Obamacare is still in effect.
Yes.
There are some changes and there are fewer options. So some of the healthcare providers are choosing not to, Tony, stay on the grid.
Right.
And so we're going to talk about this article, which is posted there. Obamacare shoppers find fewer insurer choices on the exchange.
That's unfortunate.
And so that's their choice to get to hang on or hang off. But man, I tell you, healthcare is always a very sticky topic when we're talking about finances and healthcare coverage. I've had a few calls this past week from people saying to me, man, what is affordable? I mean, this is crazy. Can I just not have it? No, you cannot just not have it. And for reasons that we just stated, that you do need proper coverage, just like you need proper life insurance, proper long-term care coverage. I mean, this is a necessary evil. But let's look at this article so we can find out what are your fewer options, okay? And so, of course, you can go back to the links on CNN and the links on the Sphere and find these links if you're not able to see us right now. But some 29% of current enrollees on the federal exchange will have the choice of only one carrier.
One that what choice is that?
Well, let's continue. I know, y'all. I know.
That's not a choice.
Up from 20% this year, according to the data issued by the Federal Department of Health and Human Services. Residents in 8 states, this is Alaska, Delaware, Iowa, Mississippi, Nebraska, Oklahoma, South Carolina, and Wyoming, will find only one insurer, up from the 5 states last year.
Wow.
Yeah, only one. Ew. Okay. Wow. So, and let's go on to look at the reason. This is the reason the way it is. It says that's because many insurers, particularly large public companies such as Aetna, Athene, and Humana, decided to exit or downsize their presence in the Obamacare for 2018 amid all the uncertainty emanating from Washington, D.C. So they're like, you guys flip-flopping.
Right.
You don't know what you want to do.
Absolutely.
Well, we don't know what we want to do. We
Right.
don't know what we want to cover. So it's not necessarily, the consumer's fault. It's the uncertainty in the government's fault.
Absolutely.
And so we need to understand the reasons why these things exist and these changes are taking place.
Wow. One.
So, yeah, one in those states. So as I was reading this, I was like, ooh, please don't let Texas. Please don't let Texas. So, Tony, you want to pick up where it says carriers had to sign contracts?
Yes, it's like carriers had to sign contracts in September that locked them into particularly next year, participating in next year, before they knew whether Republicans in Congress would repeal the law or the President Trump would I need it a little bigger. It's by eliminating the individual mandate and cutting the funding for a key set of Obamacare subsidies. Only the final item has to come to pass. Some 132 insurers will offer policies on the Federal Exchange next year, down from 167 this year, and then 237 in 2016. The Federal Exchange healthcare.gov handles enrollment for consumers in 39 states. The remaining states control their own marketplaces. It just goes back to, LaShonda, what you were saying is the uncertainty in the government that's causing all of these issues. From day one, that was their goal, is to change Obamacare. Okay, so we're now almost a year into this, and nothing still hasn't been done.
In fact, that was one of the largest initiatives in the new cabinet.
Yes.
Or the new political office.
Right.
Is to change it. But it's not just that easy to change.
No.
Again, healthcare is a very touchy political topic.
Right.
And so I don't know what the solutions are. I'm glad I don't have their job. But I can tell you, again, even people in the political realm are saying, we've got to have something replaceable. We can't
You just can't repeal something.
Can't repeal it. But insurers, they're on the line for a lot, depending on which way these policies will go.
Absolutely.
So they can say, okay, we're not going to be on the grid, but that doesn't mean that they're still not going to provide care. Coverage. You just have to go to them individually.
Wow.
And so it's a very, I can't tell you how controversial this has been.
This has been very controversial.
Yes. I think it's the most controversial.
Because when you're talking about healthcare, this is something that affects everyone.
Yes.
Everyone has to have healthcare, from the kids to the teenagers. Then you have the young adults. You have every generation has to have health care,
especially if you're raising children. I mean, and they're in public school systems or private school systems. I mean, we're around people. I mean, we could catch them. I mean, you just have to have coverage. You just
it goes back to that. You just never know, so you have to be prepared.
Absolutely.
And who wants to go without health care, not knowing if something will happen? I mean, I just can't believe that they just won't fix this. And it's just, to me, in my opinion, and this is my opinion, that instead of trying to repeal and replace, and I've said this many a times, I think that they should work on what we have and work on making it better, period.
I mean, that should be the overall consensus, is because, again, healthcare is for everyone, and everyone is affected by it.
Right.
But I want to say this, not everyone can afford certain changes.
Right.
So when you make the changes, you have to consider all classes of people.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if we're not going to go to a community type
Program.
health care,
Right.
where everybody gets the same kind of health care. So we're not all on the same playing field, so we have to consider everyone.
And that you said that we're not on the same playing field, it makes me really feel sorry for those who are the children and the elderly who sometimes, hey, they can't control, if something happens to them, they can't afford it, it's not coming out of their pocket, but yet and still, they still need the products and the services that afforded to the healthcare.
Well, let's not mention the elderly, because they don't even, they have to go into the Medicare system, which costs too, by the way. So, hey, where can we get a break?
It don't look like we are.
We can't. So one other thing I wanted to focus on in this article, and this is part the way down, it says how the regulators, for instance, regulators allowed insurers to raise rates based on the assumption that the funding for the Obamacare subsidiaries would end. So, that's assuming those things made policies change.
Wow.
Assuming that it would. And also, state officials work with carriers to ensure their networks of doctors and hospitals were adequate enough to meet state standards. For instance, one regulator allowed insurers to take the unusual step of naming a hospital in a bordering state as a primary site for care, but many consumers will feel the difference. They may find it harder or impossible to find a plan that covers their doctors or prescription drugs they take. So again, yes.
What?
Yes. So it's really, really sad when you read this. We can't take the whole show and cover this because we have several other things that we're going to talk about this morning. But definitely you should go back to this. Please, this morning is important to share this. Go back and share this, read it, this link, and get in depth, because now we're talking about consumers. You and I are affected.
Yes.
We're talking about the insurers, like the insurance companies are affected, doctors, hospitals, those type of things, places are affected too.
Right. Wow.
So,
and I'm really trying to share this on the show. So if you're watching us right now, please share it. Normally we try to share it to all of our outlets on social media, but I'm not really getting through this morning. But I want you guys to share this episode. This is something for everybody. If it doesn't affect you, it affects someone in your family, your friends, your circle, their families. And this is
healthcare gets everybody.
Oh my gosh,
it pushes everybody's button.
Everybody.
Yes. And because we're going to talk too, it's time for the portion of the show where we talk about our first sponsor, and even that's in the healthcare realm. We're talking about dental.
Absolutely.
So this portion of the show is sponsored by Elite Dental Wellness. Elite Dental Wellness is our Elite Dental Wellness vision is to create a welcoming practice that will offer exceptional dental care and a lifetime of dental wellness. We're committed to the finest possible oral care and overall health and well-being of our patients. Elite Dental Wellness is built upon a foundation of integrity, expertise, and service. Through our commitment to modern dentistry, continuing education, and friendly atmosphere, we strive to make our patients feel like they're part of our family. Dentistry can be scary, daunting, and uncomfortable. Dr. Batiste and her team work tirelessly to ensure your comfort. Make your appointment today with Dr. Ashandra Batiste at Elite Dental Wellness at 713-789-8680. Ding!
Love that.
So you guys, speaking of healthcare, make sure you tap into your HSA accounts unless you just want to lose that money.
No.
Get your dental done, your vision done, your health checkups done, whatever you need to get done before the end of the year.
Absolutely. I've been on that health kick, ever since I got back, and take advantage of the time. You save the money all year long in your health savings account. Now is the time that you definitely want to use that money.
Yes.
Don't lose it.
Yes. So let's dig into 5 of the things that have changed in the Obamacare plan, Tony.
Okay.
So if you'll start there, 5 changes. These are 5 changes.
5 changes to the Obamacare open enrollment for 2018.
Yes, 5 of them.
I'm just waiting on a producer to make it there you go. Open enrollment. Some things will stay the same. Consumers can still sign up on a federal exchange, healthcare.gov, on their state marketplaces. They can still get subsidies to help lower their premiums to reduce their deductibles and copays. if they qualify, and they can still shop and compare coverages and options, which are especially important around this time. Absolutely. You got to look for as many options as possible. But there are a whole lot of things that will be different under the Trump administration, which has vowed to dismantle the health reform law.
Get off us,
I know,
please.
right? Some plans will be much more expensive. That's sad news. While others are a lot less so. There will be a less enrollment to help available from some nonprofit groups, but it may be easier to get advice from brokers, and the sign up period will be a lot shorter. So let me tell you something. You have no time to waste. You must get your health care done. You've got to find out what options are available to you. You've got to find out what's going to be the best option for you, because they're making a lot of changes. So you can't go off of what you had last year or the year before, because now we have a new administration in office and they're telling you, hey, we're making changes. So what changes are you going to make?
Yes. Well, let's talk about the 5 changes. First one on the list is the silver plans. The silver plans are pricier. Okay. Premiums for the benchmark silver Obamacare plan will soar 37% on average.
You just need to hold it right there. The silver plan was generally the middle plan.
That's what it says. The benchmark plan.
That's
that is
right.
the one mostly everyone has.
Everybody.
Yes.
So that's
because that's the one that
look at there.
37%.
Because they know that's the one that most people will choose.
Yes.
So let's go up on the one that most will choose, so we can get more money.
Yes, unfortunately. So if you're a silver plan holder, you need to dot your I's and cross your T's for 2018, because it's going to be an increase. It is an increase. Not going to be, it is.
Did you say 37?
Yes. Soared 37%.
That's quite a bit.
It is. Okay. Now, but much consumers will pay depends how much the consumer will pay, according to the article, will depend on a lot on where they live. So again, when I read these things, I'm looking for Texas.
Right.
Although we reach everyone everywhere.
Absolutely.
I live in Texas, in Alaska. I feel sorry for people in Alaska. I mean, they're catching it, man. For instance, the price of the benchmark silver plan will drop by 22% on average. And so it will drop. But remember, it was one of the states that only has one carrier.
They only have one carrier.
Yes. So
it's going to drop, but you don't have no options.
You don't have any options. Yes.
Wow.
So because the state created a reinsurance plan that protects carriers from footing the entire bill from enrollees with the high medical bills. But in Iowa, where only one insurer will remain on the exchange, premiums for the benchmarks are skyrocketing 88%. Now, how do you explain that? America, we have a problem, a serious problem. Things are not balanced here.
Did you say in Iowa 88%?
And mind you, Iowa also only has one insurer.
How is this possible?
Hey, this is the time for you to reach out to your congressman, lobby them, send a letter, write whatever. And it's like, so we don't live in Iowa, but I feel for the people there.
I feel for them too, because
it's going to be very burdensome for them to have insurance.
So let's just get a clear understanding. So basically what you're telling me, in Alaska is going to go down 22%.
Yes, but they have one choice.
And also in Iowa, they're going to go up 88%.
And they have one choice. I don't even understand it at all. Man, I just feel for them.
And you don't want to get educated. And you don't want to get educated.
Okay.
This is the time that we must. I don't care if it's your health, if your personal finance, your business finances. This is a time that you must get educated. You must go back and view every episode here on the Money Factor. This is what we're talking about. This is the information that we're bringing to you every week, week in and week out, to help you and your loved ones, because nobody else. If we hadn't brought this article, man, LaShonda, I thank you, because if you hadn't brought this article, I'm like, man.
Speaking of you must go right now, this second, this moment, and subscribe to the Sphere, because you need to be able to watch the show in its entirety.
Absolutely.
This is something you don't want to miss. So while you're there, we need you to share the show. Please share this with your friends on all your social media outlets. Then we need you to write a review. Tell us what you like. Those of you who have written a review, we appreciate you so much. write a review. Tell us what you like, what's helped you, what you'd like to see. Constructive criticism is welcome as well. And then we would like for you to donate if you could. This show is provided to you completely complimentary. However, if you want to help us in our continued cause to be able to educate the masses about their finances, there is a donate patron button there for you. You can donate one time or you can donate regularly. We would appreciate either one. Again, please go right now, this second, this moment, and share the show, because Facebook Live only lasts for about 15 minutes. I'm sorry. You have to subscribe.
You want to subscribe.
Absolutely.
This is information that you can't afford not to be a part of. Not to be, we need membership here.
Yes.
You need to join us.
Yes.
You need to join the sphere, okay?
Yes.
You make a joy. I tell people all the time, you have a cause for everything else. This is a cause that you cannot afford to be, not to be a part of.
Yes.
The sphere is giving all kind of information.
Oh my gosh. It's better than the news, because hey, the news, I turn on the news, what do I hear? This person got shot. This person got killed. This person was murdered. This person was
How is that going to help me get my life
and
back
so I'm
together?
like, I want to hear something else. What's going on? The media controls what we hear.
Right.
It controls what we listen to. It controls what we believe in a lot of cases.
Absolutely.
And it also controls the pulse of the country. So here, you want to hear positive things, news you can use to help enlighten you, enhance you. It's the Spear TV.
It's the Spear. I'm telling
Yes.
you. If you're not a part of the Spear, what's going on? What's wrong?
I don't know. Okay, so Tony, can you tell everybody what's changing with the gold policies?
Oh my goodness, more changes. I'm
The
scared.
gold ones.
I'm scared to read. The gold policies are more affordable for some. Let's make that clear. Some premium subsidies are also soaring since they are pegged to the price of the benchmark silver plan. But the average premium for the lowest cost of the gold plan is only rising 19%. That means that the cheapest gold policy will have a lower rate than the least expensive silver plan in 459 counties next year, once the subsidies are factored in according to the Kaiser Family Foundation analysis. I think you better go to the gold plan.
Yes.
The gold plans may be much more attractive to enrollees since they come with an average deductible of $1,320 compared to just over $4,000 for a silver policy.
For the silver plan.
That is crazy. According to the Health Pocket and the online health insurance shop tool.
You guys.
Silver who?
Okay.
Silver what?
Listen to the words that are coming out of my mouth. Okay. You need to sit down with a professional who understands these things. That would be someone with the Houston Housewives of Finance affiliate and our affiliates. Okay. Call us, please. 1-844-700-4463. We have sharp, professional, skilled people to help you navigate through this process.
Absolutely.
This is not something you want to take by chance. You want to know exactly what you are doing. We're going to talk about a lot of options here today, but you can't expect to really absorb all of this in the 1 hour. So you need to call us. I'm telling you, you've got to sit down and figure this thing out and figure out what works for you.
Hey, knowing what we know here and what we've just, let you know about, that you want to make sure that you contact us. I'm Tony S. at the HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com.
And I'm LaShonda J. at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. And you can contact us on all our social media outlets, which are...
we're on LinkedIn, we're on Meetup, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, we're on the Facebook page, of course, as the Houston Housewives of Finance official. If it doesn't say official, it's not us. I tell you, LaShonda, I would not want to be caught with my pants down not knowing this information.
No.
Because let me tell you something. You're enrolling right now as we speak, right? And you don't know this information coming for 2018.
Well, let's take it a step back. Some people don't even know when enrollment period is. So again, that's why you have to reach out, you guys. This is not something you want to, like Tony said, be caught with your pants down.
Yeah, we've got to do better.
I mean, you almost got to watch being caught with your pants up. I mean, you just have to understand this process.
And this is why we have to do better as individuals, as a community. We have to get educated in all spectrums of what's going on in our lives.
And that's just 2 of the 5 changes. There's 3 more.
Oh my goodness. Your pants about to be really down.
Okay, now there is an expanded new bronze plan. Okay. So earlier this year, the Trump administration authorized insurance to sell bronze plans that pick up less enrollees' health care costs on an average. These expanded bronze policies should have lower premiums but higher out-of-pocket costs. So let me explain to you what the bronze plans are. Those are for you that don't want to pay much.
Right.
But you're going to pay when it's time to pay. You're going to pay.
Right.
So, hey.
Can I say this?
Go right ahead.
When people go to the bronze packages and things like that, I understand that you want a low premium, but keep in mind, I don't care. Stop trying to get around paying because you're going to pay. Either you pay now or you're going to pay later, but you're going to pay. There's no free rides, period. I don't care which plan you choose. Either you're going to pay now or you're going to pay later.
Yes.
And that's all around the board.
Yes. So, it doesn't. Me personally, this is my opinion. I'm not in favor of the bronze plans,
Right?
Because they save you now, but you will pay later.
Right.
And just the thing of it is, we don't know when we're going to have to cash in on health insurance. We don't know when we're going to get sick or our family members are going to get sick.
Right.
And most of us, and we know this because we're in financial services, a major problem is lack of discipline with saving. So we don't save for the rainy days.
Right. And those days come.
Those days come.
Right.
So most of us will not be prepared if we take the lower premium and the higher deductible. We just won't have it because we don't save. We don't put money away.
Right.
Yes.
Because you know what? We always saying that it won't happen to us. It won't happen to us.
We assume that.
But when it does, you're not prepared.
We're not prepared.
You're not prepared. Well, this brings me to the portion of the show which is sponsored by The Sphere, of course. Are you starting a business or looking for a place to advertise? Do you have a need to reach thousands of people across the world to build your brand or sell your product? If so, get your product placement and advertising needs handled right here at The Sphere. We offer a wide variety of content delivery platforms, including iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud, YouTube, and Stitcher. Plus, we have a vast demographic reach within the United States as well as in modern countries across the globe. Our enriched content and inspiring dialogue, coupled with your strategic ad, is surely to hit the mark every time. Call us today at area code 832-772-7789 or send an email over to advertise@thesphere.tv.
We need some kind of sound for after the Sphere.
I know,
What
right?
could that be? Gary?
I don't know. This
We'll come up with
Sphere,
something.
we need something.
Yes, we need
like going around.
Like boom.
Yeah.
Like in your face.
Yes.
So,
Love the Sphere.
yes, you guys, make sure that if your business, if you have a product or a service, you want to be here. This is where you want to be on the Sphere.
Absolutely.
And so let's go to the rest of these three. Oh, well, we're down to two.
We're down to two.
So now it said enrollees can skip healthcare.gov. You can skip it. Consumers will now be able to enroll directly through certain third-party websites, okay?
Wow.
Rather than having to go to the Federal Exchange site to complete their applications. Also, healthcare.gov will make it easier for consumers to connect with agents and brokers, assistance with applications through the Help on Demand service. That was needed because I can tell you my frustration as a professional dealing with healthcare was, just how hard it was to be able to navigate through healthcare.gov.
And that's another thing. That's why you have to reach out to the Houston Housewives of Finance. That way you don't do it. Someone does it for you.
Correct.
And it's no cost to you, but we help you. Let the professionals who know the information, who know all the changes and what's going to be best for you, contact us so that we can help you. Again, we're at 1-844-700-4463. For your healthcare needs. We're just not, people think, oh, what do you do? We do everything. Everything. When it comes to financial services, if you're thinking about, okay, what do they do? We're from cradle to grave. Anything that's needed that has to do with financial services, hey, we're the resource for you.
Absolutely. And the last one, which I think is crucial, is the enrollment period is shorter. So listen up. Especially
all you procrastinators.
Exactly. This is essentially why we're saying you need to share this show.
Right.
Because a lot of people don't know that the time frame for enrollment is shortened.
Shortened.
Okay. Perhaps the biggest change, okay, is that consumers will have only half the time to sign up for 2018 coverage.
Right.
Open enrollment on the Federal Exchange runs only through December 15th.
Right.
Let me repeat that, December 15th, instead of through the end of January as in some prior years.
Yeah, so prior years we were able to enroll people.
I mean, they shaved off a lot of time.
A lot of time.
And I don't even know the reason for that.
That's
Why
about
would you do that?
That's about 45 days.
Yes.
So look,
And I don't even know the reason for that.
hey, you get it now or you don't, you
Yeah.
just miss out, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. Just get signed up. Contact us so we can help you get enrolled so that you don't miss the date, because it's coming up rather fast. I mean,
Yes.
we're talking about November 15th is just a couple of days away.
Yes, so we're going to
And
be only a month out from that.
A month out for you to get taken care of.
Now, some states are extending their enrollment period. So some states that run their own exchanges, however, are extending the sign-up period. California and New York residents, for instance, to name a couple, will be able to enroll through January 31st, while Washington consumers have until January the 15th.
You see, that's better.
Yes.
That gives people an opportunity, and
No Texas in there.
Of course not. You're funny. No Texas.
So there you have it. Those are the 5 changes. Do they affect you?
Yes.
They do.
Yes.
They do. The biggest one, make sure you get enrolled on time, because we're going to talk in this show about penalties if you don't. Yes, there are penalties if you don't.
Right.
So can I not have health insurance? Sure you cannot. Will you pay for it? Sure you will. So you might as well have it.
You might as well have it. Absolutely. Because you're going to need it.
Absolutely.
You're going to need it.
So now another thing I wanted to talk about, Tony, is, now this is something that I personally did. Because we were looking at, I'm for me, I was upward into like $600.
Wow.
For healthcare, and then that's the plan that I chose, because I wanted to be able to have options.
Right.
And so I want to bring to everybody's attention another option that's less expensive, and that's the health care sharing plans.
Absolutely.
Okay?
I was with you when you learned about that.
Yes.
I remember when we had Delilah.
I jumped all over it.
Yes.
Maribel
Maribel was on there. Okay, yes.
I jumped all over it.
Right.
And so I was able to lower my insurance coverage significantly. I was
So how much?
I was paying almost $600 a month.
And so now?
Now $274.
Hello. If that's
Yes.
not a reason to call.
Yeah, you gotta call us. You want to call on that. Yes. I've told a
Wow.
few people about it just this past week. I'm like, here's something to check into. So we want to go to an article that talks about it. It's actually a website that you can learn about it. Health Sharing Programs, the complete guide to medical cost sharing. And so let's talk about that. So let's look at the article, because I think this will interest a lot of you, especially if you're concerned about costs. First of all, this person, when Mark quit his job to become full-time with me, he lost his health care insurance benefit package. So we started shopping around for health insurance products, because the Affordable Care Act, we knew that we had to make a decision, but we needed something affordable that could fit within our budget. So let me stop right there for a second and say this. Even if you're going on doing the Affordable Care Act, some people still have to pay. That is not a free program,
it's
you
not
guys.
free.
You have to know that it's not free. Some people receive a substantial subsidy based on their income, but I jumped on that. I didn't qualify for a dime.
Right.
And so even if you get on healthcare.gov, it's not free, okay? And if you qualify, you may qualify for a subsidy, but you still have to choose a plan like we just talked about,
Right.
your gold plan, your silver plan, your bronze plans, and there's still going to be some costs
Yeah, there's some costs involved.
you're going to incur. And so I just want to say that real quick, because people think that Obamacare is free health care. Some people think that.
Oh, no.
It's not free.
No.
Okay, you can get a subsidy, and that's dependent upon
If you qualify.
your qualifications.
Yes.
Okay, and so it's very possible that you will get on there and you'll get the buzzer like, you don't qualify.
Right.
And so then you need to understand your options, and this is one. So let's go back to the article. Okay. So nothing seemed to fit just right, but in our search, we ran across something totally different. Medical cost sharing ministries. These are not health care or health insurance, but they are an affordable way to plan for unseen medical expenses. So after doing some research, we joined a health sharing program and dropped our health insurance. It saves us thousands of dollars. I can attest to that myself. Okay. Plus, these healthcare sharing ministries are exempt from the requirements of ACA.
Wow.
And mandate to purchase health insurance. That means we don't have to pay a penalty.
Incredible.
Yes.
So this is why it pays to watch this video.
You got to watch us, okay?
Yes.
You got to watch this show
Wow.
because we're letting you know all about the stuff, you guys. All about the stuff.
That is
and what
amazing.
stuff? All kind of stuff.
So I just want to ask, because you saved thousands of dollars, have you had to use the health?
I have, and it works just like healthcare.
Wow.
Yes, I just went, let's see, 3-4 weeks ago,
Mm-hmm.
got all my blood work done, my labs and everything. And so, of course, they were like, well, we need to call and make sure that we can verify your insurance. Called, no problem. And I even asked, do I have to use particular labs to get my lab? No, choose anyone you want.
Incredible.
Yes, I love it.
Incredible.
I absolutely love it.
That's definitely an option out for individuals who are looking to lower your costs. And with the health sharing program, I think that's incredible.
Yes.
You know, I'm one of the fortunate ones. I do have health care with my spouse. However, for you out there who don't, maybe perhaps you're single or a single parent, or you're looking to cut some costs. I mean, what are the qualifications for this health sharing?
Let's look
Yes.
at the article. We're going to talk about that. So it says, now, just to be clear, we want to be clear now, health medical cost sharing is not a cheap insurance program or a healthcare alternative. It is something completely different. Keep reading and you'll see what I mean. Okay, a few of the major healthcare sharing ministries are Christian Healthcare Ministries, Samaritan Ministries, MediShare, and Liberty Health Share. There's some others too. Healthcare sharing ministries explained. Okay, want to explain it to you. What are medical cost sharing ministries? Boiled down, medical cost sharing or health sharing ministries are a group of like-minded individuals that agree to come together and help each other pay their medical expenses. They offer faith-based programs for planning for unforeseen medical expenses. They're not for everyone, but they are definitely worth exploring. Okay? Since it's not health insurance, they don't have to play by the same rules. For instance, since there are no network requirements, you can go to whatever doctor you like.
Shut the front door.
Once you enroll, you get a membership card, and when your doctor asks for your insurance, you can just give them your card. For many of the above programs, it will be processed in the same way.
Wow.
On the rare occasion, the doctor will not accept your membership. These health sharing programs do pay in cash. That means you can always get reimbursed if you choose to stay with the doctor and pay out of pocket expense. So you can get reimbursed.
Wow.
I love this plan. Okay.
Wow.
Now let's go on to how they work. Okay. Basically, everyone pays in a certain monthly share amount. And for your own expenses, you are responsible for covering an annual personal responsibility or unshared amount, like a deductible. Then the rest of your medical expenses are shared amongst the group from what they have paid in many cases up to $1 million per incident.
Woo.
So, and there's a video you can go back and watch to explain. Are there restrictions? Yes. Since they are faith-based ministries, they do not have different, they do have different guidelines, like smoking or certain pre-existing health and lifestyle related conditions, in which case they will decline membership. I know Liberty Health Share does take people with pre-existing health conditions. They accept about 97% of them. These types of conditions may be handled in a few different ways. The conditions may be phased in. And so, because there's a couple more I want to get to. Number 4, are there programs for families? Yes.
Wow.
Okay. They have programs for the entire family. Your family can participate in a very comprehensive options for under $500 a month.
Wow.
Which is a maximum. Okay. Let me go on. Number 5. What is the difference between healthcare sharing ministries? Okay. All 4 of the above medical cost sharing ministries are very similar. And we're going to show you guys a chart here on the next slide.
I don't want to cut you off, but this is so exciting. And
I love it.
And such good information. But I got to do an ad because I want people to come back, and I want you to hear all this great information that LaShonda is sharing, because people need to know their options.
Yes.
Their options are they're available to you, but you have to be connected with the right people to get the resources that you need. And this is one that you don't want to miss. So make sure that you're liking and sharing this episode. So this portion of the show is being sponsored by KOG and Company. Are your unique gifts and your talents changing the world? Unleash Your Dopeness is a people empowerment movement to build, encourage, and the masses to operate outside of their fears and have the gall to recklessly pursue their dreams and passions in life. Join thousands of others as we unlock the greatness that dwells inside. Shop dope gear at kogpassion.com. That's kogpassion.com. And use the coupon code DOPE exclamation point for 10% off the exclusive Unleash Your Dopeness apparel. Act now. Sizes are selling out fast, so go get your dope gear. I love Hey, I saw that on social media, and man, that hoodie looks really good and cozy.
Yes, especially it's about to become cold, so you want to look dope for the winter.
That's right.
Yes.
Hey, those make great Christmas gifts too.
Oh, yeah.
Especially, hey, that's a cool. Hey, Unleash Your Dopeness. Hey, that makes a great.
Because we all have some dopeness inside of us.
Absolutely, and if you don't, give us
something.
a call and we'll show you.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Great Christmas gifts.
So, speaking of these healthcare sharing programs,
because this is dope.
This is really, really dope, you guys. And so, especially, a lot of us, we pay for healthcare and we don't use it.
Don't use it.
This is perfect for the person that's, in general, good healthy. And they don't go to the doctor. They must do their annuals, their physicals.
But before you go on, can I just say something really quick? The fact that for a family, $500 or less, and 97% of people are
pre-existing.
Oh my goodness! This is an excellent resource.
It is a very good. We're about options here at the Houston Housewives of Finance.
Absolutely.
And so we're going to bring you all the options. And this is why financial education is so important, because you need to understand what you can do. And so,
what I'm thinking about automatically is how much money they're able to save.
Exactly. And so, and then, but
spend less and save more.
Get this. Yes. Not only are you going to be able to save, because then now you can take that money and put that towards your retirement, towards your college planning, towards your emergency fund. Right. That's a significant saving. I went from $600 down to $274, or it might be $264. I might be off by $10.
Wow.
And so it's perfect for me, because again, I'm not a person that runs to the doctor a lot.
You're talking about $4,400.
Yes. And so, in the words,
is that right? That's a lot.
Yes. In the words, you can add it up. In the words of Dr. Ali, I want to reference what he said. Remember what he said. He said, if you don't have health care insurance, you need to be doing everything within your power to preserve your health. Eating healthy, exercising, everything.
That's $4,800.
$4,800 savings.
Oh my goodness! You cannot afford not to call.
No, you cannot.
Wow.
And so the next thing we're going to look at, Tony, if you'll share with them the chart, because I love this chart, because this chart will compare some of the providers.
You funny. You want me to share this little bitty chart?
Okay. She said that's funny. Okay. So I can read it. Okay. So basically, we're not going to go through this whole thing, because you guys need to go back and read this for yourselves. But this will give you the four major companies. Now, the one that I'm a part of is not even on here. It's called Artura. But Liberty Health Share, Medishare, Christian Healthcare Ministries, Samaritan, it gives you, it's like a matrix. Okay. So it just tells you the comparison, and you can see most of them have the same thing. So the difference is when it gets down to medical bills being processed electronically, membership card used with provider. A couple of them don't have that feature, but in general, most of them have all the same things. Except for
I can see the check. So for the most part, here on this chart, Liberty Health Share and Medishare, they have everything.
Every single thing except for Pennsylvania and Montana.
Wow.
Okay. And so, sorry.
Somebody's calling her already to get this health share. I love it.
Yes, it's like, okay, can LaShonda help me on this right now? Okay, so you guys, you got to go back and look at this. This is the reason we tell you to share the show. But please give us a call. We can assist you with getting this in your life. You know how we say, I'm about that life? You want to be about this life.
This life.
Yes.
Saving $4,800.
Oh,
All right, girl. Yes, that's good.
So please give us a call at 1-844-700-4463. You can reach us at info@HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. LaShonda J at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com.
Again, I'm Tony S. at HoustonHousewivesOfFinance.com. You can reach us on all our social media outlets, and you want to make sure, because I'm going to make sure LaShonda posts this to our Wealthy and Healthy on Facebook.
Yes.
Go ahead and look for this article so that you can get more information, so that you can get in contact with us. Again, we're also on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn. Just Google us. This is some information today that you cannot afford not to have.
No, you don't. You cannot not have this.
No.
Okay. And so speaking of cannot not have.
Not have.
Yes. If you do choose to not have, then the next thing we got to look at is the penalties.
It's going to cost you.
It will cost you. Here are some things that you need to consider, okay? And this is coming from healthcare.gov. This is the trusted website for all things when it comes to healthcare for healthcare issues, okay? Healthcare.gov. If you don't have health insurance, how much will you pay, Tony?
Well, if you don't have it, let's see. There you go. If you cannot afford health insurance and choose not to buy it, buy it. You may pay a fee called individual shared responsibility payment. The fee is sometimes called the penalty, fine, or individual mandate. You owe the fee for any month you, your spouse, or your tax dependent doesn't qualify health care coverage, sometimes called the minimum essential coverage. See all insurance types that qualify. You pay the fee when you file your federal tax return and for the year you don't have coverage. In some cases, you may qualify for health care exemptions from the requirement that you have insurance. If you don't qualify, you won't have to pay the fee. Let me just say it as simple and clear. You don't have coverage, you're going to pay a fee, okay? So you have to have health coverage. You have to understand that. So they're charging you if you don't have coverage, period.
Yes, and it's going to vary.
Has that fee gone up?
We're going to look at that real quick. But one of the other things I wanted to say is you cannot say on your tax return, oh yeah, I had it. No, there's a form you have to provide to prove it.
Right. What is that?
It's I can't think of the name of the form.
I can't think the name of it, but there's a number of the form.
I
guarantee
form.
you, because when we get our taxes done, they ask, okay,
where's your form? If you don't have the form,
it accompanies your tax return.
Absolutely. So now we can go down to the 2017 fee. The fee for not having health insurance.
What it says for 2017 plan year, the fee is calculated two different ways: as a percentage of the household income or per person. You'll pay whichever is higher. Let me repeat. You'll pay whichever is higher. The penalty rises yearly with inflation. Wow, yearly. The percentage
every year goes up.
The percentage of income is 2.5 of your household income. The maximum total yearly premium for the national average price of a bronze plan sold through the marketplace. Our producer Gary is calculating in his head, and he's I saw him with his head go back. I understand, Gary, because I was doing the same thing. I was thinking about someone who makes an average of $100,000. You better get some insurance.
But first of all, if you're making $100,000, you need some insurance.
But you know what? There's a lot of people who don't. They said they don't use it. Now they don't need it, and I've come across so many people. I said, you're going to pay that fine regardless. You're going to pay.
It's coming at you.
Wow, 2.5%. So let's keep going. Because, a lot of companies are even doing away with health care and all these other benefits that they're offering.
We're just saying, y'all.
So it says, look at this, LaShonda. It says per person, $695 per adult. Per child under 18, $347.50. Maximum of $2,085. Y'all walking around here with these kids and stuff uninsured.
But
come on now. It's going to cost you. Either you're going to pay now or you're going to pay later. But I guarantee you there's no way around it. You're going to pay.
And let me tell you, that $2,085 can make the difference of you paying taxes or not. It could tip you over. As far as, making you have to pay or not pay, or it could affect a return. All the way around, you guys, we've got to get educated.
That's the bottom line.
And let me take it a step further. We have to stop getting educated and not act. You have to stop getting educated, compiling knowledge, and not acting on the knowledge that you're receiving.
So what do they do with it? I'm just curious because I thought about this and I'm like,
maybe they store it in compartments in their brain, or I don't know.
When do they use it?
Some people don't use it at all.
That's the problem.
And so
that's the problem.
When they don't use it, you will pay later.
You know what they say? If you don't use it, you'll lose it. So you have to use this information that we're bringing to you. Please take advantage of this education that we're bringing to you week in and week out. This was a great show.
Yeah.
For anybody who's contemplating needing what type of health care do I get? Do I get the gold, the silver, the bronze? Do I do a health sharing account? This was the perfect show for you. If you have a loved one or friend or family member who's in need of, trying to figure this out, help them.
Yes.
Share the show.
Because if you don't, look at the instructions on paying the fee, Tony.
Oh my goodness.
It says using the percentage method, only the part of your household income that's above the yearly tax filing requirement is counted. Using the per person method, you pay only for people in your household who don't have insurance coverage. If you have coverage for part of the year, the fee is half of the annual account, so you can't drop your coverage.
You cannot drop your coverage. And people think they're smart. You're not going to outsmart the government.
No.
You're not going to outsmart them.
This tickled me when I saw this.
Right.
So if you only keep it half the time, then you pay half the fee.
And they know when you drop it.
Yeah.
They know.
I mean, they have eyes and ears everywhere.
Right, absolutely.
Trust me.
Inside joke.
Yes. Okay. So if you're uncovered only for 1 or 2 months, you don't have to pay the fee at all. Learn about the short gap exemption. So they're saying we're going to give you a grace. That's like a grace, 1 or 2 months. But after that,
oh, you're going to pay a fee.
You held to the standard.
Right.
Okay. Estimating your fee, if you go back to this article that we're providing you through the link at the Spirit TV, use the IRS tool to estimate your individual responsibility payment. I don't want to be, trying to figure out how much penalty I'm going to pay. Let me just get insurance.
Right, just get insurance. Mm-hmm.
Just get it,
Yeah.
Nowadays, I know people are feeling like, oh, my gosh, I have to do this, I have to do this, I have to do this.
Right.
Well, you have to have a plan. So you have to sit down with us so we can
Right.
help you to allocate funds to take care of these things because they're not optional. You need them. You have to have them.
And
okay.
like we say here all the time on the Sphere with the Houston Housewives of Finance, if you don't have a plan, you plan to fail.
Yes.
We don't want to see you fail.
We don't want to see you fail in
no.
any aspect of your finances.
Absolutely
So
not.
that leads into a perfect segue of our workshops.
Mm-hmm.
National Campaign for Financial Literacy, going in full force. Plan to educate 1 million people by 2020. And I tell you, you want you and your family and loved ones and the people in your circle and the people you know and the people you live by and the people you are cousins with and aunties with and uncles with and co-workers with to be in that number. Anybody
Absolutely.
that you come in contact with and you know them, you care about them, you want them to be included in that 1 million number.
Absolutely.
So our workshops take place on Tuesdays and Saturdays, 2500 East TC Jester, Suite 345. That's Houston, Texas 77008. Tuesday nights at 7 p.m., Saturday mornings at 10 a.m. If this location is not close to you, no problem. We have workshops all over the U.S. and in Canada. So you have to reach out to us at 1-844-700-4463 so that we can help you find a complimentary, by the way, workshop nearest to you.
Absolutely.
But you must go and you have to get the what?
The Blue Book.
Yes, got to have that.
Yeah, that Blue Book is your financial Bible. You must get a copy of Saving Your Future so that you can save your future. If you don't have it, shame on you. Get it. Now is the time. Do not wait. We talked about this last week about people waiting to the new year to make resolutions and things like that. Get a jump start. Start now. Now is the perfect time to get a jump start on 2018.
Don't
Matter of fact,
wait. Don't belabor it.
Yeah, you should have started months ago.
Yes.
Really, to be honest. But guess what? Now is the perfect time. Stop putting it off. Procrastinating. I'm going to do it. Now is the perfect time for you and your family to make some changes in your life.
Absolutely.
The government, they're constantly making changes.
Oh, honey, I'm telling
that
you.
affect us.
We are Oh, I mean, there's some more things that came down
Oh,
the pipe
my
on the
goodness.
tax bill, which we're going to share with you next week. You know, we're going to bring you the latest and greatest.
Absolutely.
I want to give a shout out to a few people who actually emailed me for the book.
Oh,
so I was able
awesome.
to put a few of the books in the mail this past week. And so I went, and you know who you are. Those of you who email me and ask me, LaShawna, can I have a book?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, you can. I sent it to you. Now here's what you got to do. You got to call me so I can help you to apply
Absolutely.
what you are getting out of that book.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And
Okay.
I tell you, that book can really literally change your life.
Absolutely.
You know, hey, we're not going to stop what we're doing. You have to be a part of this campaign.
Yep.
1 million people, you and your family, be a part of something huge, something really big that can have the potential. And I know, because I'm living it, that will
Yes.
change
We're
your
one
life.
of them. We're one of the 1 million.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We're one of the 1 million.
Mm-hmm.
And let me just say this before we close out, you guys. You've got to start now, like Tony said, planning for 2018.
2018.
Our government is already planning for 2018. They've been planning for 2018,
Right.
like back in last quarter.
Right.
So if you're not planning for 2018, it's something wrong. Remember, you are the president of your White House, which is your household. Have you started looking at your deficits? Have you started looking at your profits? Have you started looking at the things that you want, the plans that you want to put in place for your family for 2018? You must sit down with us and have a plan, and then work the plan.
Work the plan.
Have a plan and work the plan. And then through the year, make adjustments where necessary. But you have to start. Take a step out. Start. Call us at 1-844-700-4463 and sit down and have your complimentary. Now, let me just put a price tag on this, because we've been talking about fees for everything. If you don't want to come to us and get it for free, then you can go to one of the other providers out there in the industry and pay $600 to $1,000 to have this conversation that you need to have.
Right.
Provided you have the right net worth of about $250,000 and some liquid cash, we're talking about $20,000 and up, then, hey, if you want to spend money in that way, listen, we're going to tell you, do that. Just do whatever you need to do, but you must have a plan. If not, go ahead and sign up under the column of I plan to fail.
There you go.
There you go. There you have it.
I don't need to say anything more.
We don't need to say anything else, but we'll see you next week. Same time, same place, with inspiring information that you're going to need to change your life financially right here on the Money Factor and the Spear. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.